trip. So from Rochester to Honeywood. So I've taken the person and I'm on my way back. Just decided to share with you guys. So this is kind of some of the challenges you may face doing medical transportation or running your business. Basically, you never know when you're going to have drivers call out. We're already down one driver, and then we had a driver not really call out, he's off today because of a funeral. So guess what? I had to hop in the van, do a ride, and like I said, today this one particular ride is out of the county, so it's about 45 minutes from Rochester, and I am on my way back. It took me about, let's see, I don't know, in total probably about 2 hours to drive, take this person back, bring them back home, and they actually had 2 stops, so 2 hours total. So long story short, I am on my way back home and in 2 hours time. So I know you guys want to know, y'all nosy, y'all want to know how much I made for this ride. So for this particular ride, I'm just gonna give y'all a roundabout figure just to give you an idea. So for this ride, I think round trip, the mileage itself, it wasn't a long ride, but what people don't tell you about in medical transportation, I don't know about other states, you are reimbursed by Medicaid, right? And we have what we call deadhead miles. So when you do counties out of your closest vicinity where you're based, there's called deadhead miles, because you have to actually drive to the location away from where your base is. So let's say you drive 30, 40, 50 miles out, right? Just like in any type of transportation business, those are called deadhead miles, and they're called deadhead miles dead because you're not getting paid for those miles. Medicaid does not reimburse deadhead miles. They do not reimburse for no-shows, and we get a lot of those, and I'll tell you guys about that in later videos, how you can mitigate taking that loss on no-shows, like showing up and the person doesn't come out or whatever. So there's things you can do to mitigate that, and I've done that over the last few years, because believe me, at first we were getting hit with a lot of those and taking that loss. But back to deadhead miles. So deadhead miles is the miles you travel to get to the destination to pick up the patient. You are not reimbursed for those. So let's say you're driving out of county and you're picking someone up that may be 30 or 40 miles out of county. You have to account for that in your numbers, because you do not get reimbursed for those miles. So typically I limit the amount of out of county rides I do. Technically we're not supposed to, but I do, just because, again, this is not congruent to, or it's not sustainable for small businesses, I should say, because like I said, you're taking a loss on those deadhead miles. So again, this was probably 30 to 35. I have to look back at the roster to come out here, and I don't do a lot of these. It was a 2-stop, and I waited for this person again because of the deadhead miles. So I did not travel back to my base, while she was here. So I sat outside and I waited for this person, and she was in her appointment maybe 45 minutes, right? And you could do whatever to kill time. I usually, do phone calls, conduct business, return emails. But anyways, this ride probably, again, I gotta look at the roster, so I'll round about it. I'll say it was $175 roundabout. All right. Again, in that $175, you want to make sure you are saying, you're calculating how much it costs you for gas to get there and back round trip, because round trip I probably gonna have done close to 70 miles. So how much gas is required to do 70 miles. And these are all numbers that I did not do, you guys, when I started out. I did not know my numbers. So you want to know your numbers. You want to know your cent per mile that you're actually keeping, not what you're making, not what you're grossing, but what you're netting. So after you factor out, if you were paying a driver to sit there for an hour, and this end up being like a 2-hour ordeal, you're paying your driver hourly rate and you're paying for the fuel. So what would you have really made off of this ride? So again, it's round about $175, right? For 2 hours worth of work. Not bad. Doesn't sound bad at all. But again, as a business owner, you have to think about what you are netting. What is it costing you to pay that driver? Because if I had not done this ride today, I would have had to pay a driver to do this ride. What would it have cost me to pay that driver? And what would it have cost me in fuel? And then therein lies your number, your true number of what you actually made off of this ride. All right, guys. So I'm going to be recording videos. I'm going to really just start talking about medical transportation. I'm going to be dropping a webinar on medical transportation. So just kind of as a teaser to that, or a lead up, I'm going to start dropping videos and just giving y'all some information that I didn't have. All right.